Well, good afternoon. Thank you all so much for being here. I am feeling very grateful. Grateful for our team collectively throughout the administration. Of course, we're here at the new 4th District New Orleans Police Department station, one that we broke ground on, I believe in 2021, Vince. When did we break ground? Yeah. But one thing we did, we took a hard stop and a hard look. And also a listen to the community, but also the needs relative to our public safety team. And so it's something special happening here at this location, one with the New Orleans Police Department, 4th District, but also the New Orleans Fire Department, soon to come, its 8th District. But it was worth taking that hard stop and look, because this is what we have, a 21st century environment that is right for constitutional policing practices, and with the tools and resources that our men and women who we depend on every single day to serve and protect us, they now have what they need. I'm grateful for that. I'm also grateful for other leadership within the New Orleans Police Department that understands that the city is making real investments in equipment and tools that will live a while. And I'm grateful for not only their understanding of this, but also for them continuing to show up, continuing to do the work, in spite of the challenges that they may be faced with within their own districts, for example, outside of 4th. Even as it relates to the headquarters, we're making investments there. But one of the things that I just want to also state in terms of the spirit of gratitude, and that is one with our partners, that with the federal government that comes from FEMA. It's that partnership that has allowed this city to make the investments. Also really grateful for our ability to think holistically in terms of us living with water and being intentional again about the build out, and for the designer, the architects, and the construction company that will highlight this afternoon as well, but grateful for them leaning in and getting this done. And most importantly, grateful for the residents of the city of New Orleans that approved a bond sale, that trusted in my administration and me going to them and asking them to approve an unprecedented bond sale that allowed us to not only sell bonds, but to realize the benefits that went into filling a gap to make this a reality, and then moving forward with our fire department as well. So it's no coincidence that the New Orleans Police Department, our men and women, continue to show up and get the job done. And that is a real reflection in how we have been able to make progress in curbing violent crime in the city of New Orleans. That was not by mistake. And I'm very grateful again for the hard work, the holistic approach, the partners that work alongside our men and women as well, again delivering results for residents and even visitors alike, especially as we're highlighting French Quarter Festival this weekend. And I will say also, I cannot overlook the partnership with the New Orleans City Council, and thanking Councilman King for being with us this afternoon. But at this time, what I would like to do is turn it over to Mr. Vince Smith, who serves as our Director of Capital Projects, who has been shepherding this project for a long time, and one that will give you a little bit more meat on the bone in terms of what we have delivered to the residents of Algiers, what we have delivered for the residents of the city of New Orleans, and clearly the visitors alike. So with that, Vince, come on up and we'll keep it going.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vince Smith. I'm Director of Capital Projects. The vision of Capital Projects is to deliver the capital program to improve the quality of life for the citizens of New Orleans. And surely this public safety facility.
Community wants you to be a little louder there, Vince. We have a lot of good news, so we can be louder.
Surely this public safety facility fulfills that charge. This is a two-story, 18,000 square foot facility. It is constructed with energy efficient systems and equipment. The building was built to withstand hurricane-resistant wind loads, so it is resilient. It has a generator, a kitchen, so the facility is basically self-sustainable during an inclement weather event. I do want to give a shout out to our project architect, Holly and Smith. We've been longtime partners with helping the city deliver the capital program. Smith Construction, Mike is here. I want to give his company some props as well. They're also longtime partners with the city of New Orleans. A couple of things. This is a $7.9 million project, and as the mayor mentioned, it's funded through FEMA and bond funds. The city, through under the Cantrell administration, has invested, over $83 million in District C in terms of public safety facilities. Under the Cantrell administration, we've invested over $200 million in public safety buildings. So the mayor has demonstrated her commitment not only to District C, but to public safety as well. It's always a pleasure to be at one of these events, and as you drove in, you probably saw us constructing, doing construction at the Skelly Rupp Stadium, which has been out of commerce since Katrina. We're finally bringing that back into commerce. It'll be open this summer. We are renovating the Morris XF Jeff pool. That project will be that pool will be open this summer. It's going to be an enclosed pool, and we're also adding a splash pad and a walking trail at the Cutoff Recreation Center. So once again, the mayor has demonstrated through the capital program her investment to public safety, to District C, and the city of New Orleans. Once again, it's a privilege to be at this event, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Vince, very much. You know, you're only good as the people you surround yourself with and the leadership that you depend on to deliver for the residents of this city. And consistently, it is the men and women, boots on the ground, the New Orleans Police Department. I found a great partner and leadership, not only in our Captain Watson, who's here, but also in our Deputy Chief, Gantier, who is going to come up and give you a little bit more about what this facility means to our officers and those who are part of the 4th District, but also those who continue to show up and we continue to invest in, but their day will come. That's whether many different investments that we're making along the lines of public safety. And as I'm thinking about the headquarters and making that move, it's because, again, the built environment matters. And so, Captain, as you took me through a tour, yes, we will make sure that the gym is outfitted. The thing is that we have a space for that. You know, yes, we have 2 kitchens and locker rooms and more lockers than we need right now, but we will need them. So we've been thinking big and 21st century, and the equipment is really second to none. And so, Chief, come on up and tell them how we're so happy about this.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Superintendent Anthony Patrick and the men and women of the police department, we really want to thank the mayor for her continued support of the department. I'd also like to thank Councilman King and Councilman Thomas who are here, as well as the partnering FEMA person with Mr. Waters, also for helping fund this project and helping us really realize this. When the mayor and the city council provide such a significant investment in NOPD, it's an immense boost to not only our personnel but the residents of Algiers. So we really, I can't really thank her enough for providing this station. Just 3 years ago, as the mayor mentioned, they broke ground on this state-of-the-art facility. It's been a vision of the mayor's to rebuild and reinvest in our district stations across the city and to bring our police department into the 21st century. This new modern NOPD 4th District station is equipped with the latest technology to address safety concerns and emergency response needs of the people of Algiers. It's also a facility that the community can be proud of because it's an example of the city's continued effort to invest in public safety and to ensure every neighborhood is a better place to live and work. I also want to say that We look forward to welcoming our public safety partners at the New Orleans Fire Department, who will be located next door to us. Having two public safety agencies join in the same complex will undoubtedly lead to better, more efficient communication and may well save lives. So with that said, I really want to just thank the mayor again for her contribution and realize this vision, and all the council members who are really involved with this. So it's really all. Thank you.
No, thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief. And we have Chief Nelson with our fire department, who is here as well, and understanding and really stood up the need for us to do the co-location. And it was the right thing to do, the right call to make. And again, I'm very grateful for that. As mentioned from leadership, as you've heard, it does take partnerships. And in the spirit of gratitude, I really want to call up now Councilmember King, who represents, of course, District C, and then he will be followed by our chair of the Criminal Justice Committee, our Councilman Oliver Thomas. So, Councilman King.
Mr. Vince Smith mentioned several projects, including this project and other NORD projects that would help reduce our crime in the city. And I want to thank him. I want to thank Mayor Cantrell for those investments in the Algiers community. For decades, we've been promised a lot, and those promises haven't always come true. So to have our mayor step forward and not just be a promise maker, but a promise keeper, and her investment to Algiers, I also want to thank the mayor and her team, as well as Mrs. Smith, for that. To the men and women of the 4th District, this is something that's much deserved for them. They've been in the shadows in Federal City for quite some time, and finally get a new state-of-the-art building that they deserve. I'm very excited for them and happy for them, and don't want to leave the community out. The old 4th District station was a bit hard to find, again tucked away in Federal City, but they have this state-of-the-art building centrally located in Algiers, right in the heart of Algiers, along one of the most traveled corridors. This is Wall Boulevard. It means a lot to the community to have an easily accessible brand new building for them. So I'm just grateful to be a part of this. Again, I want to thank Mayor Cantrell and her leadership and vision for making this happen. And to the men and women of the fire department, you'll be next, and we'll be happy to have that groundbreaking, but more importantly, that ribbon cutting in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
First of all, sharing criminal justice, I want to thank the man. We don't always get credit when credit is due, but your quest for 21st century infrastructure and facilities, curb and gutter streets, to spend money on critical infrastructure that in many cases has set for a long time. You may not get the credit you deserve now, but I think generations and communities to come, when they benefit from curb and gutter streets, from buildings that function in the 21st century, I think people will understand that in many cases it may have been difficult going through the hardship and the wait, but that the wait was worth it. To Deputy Chief Hine, members of the police department, Chief Nelson. As I look at this, it's bigger to me than just the police department. In Chinese lore, there used to be a saying that said the good of the few should never outweigh the good of the whole. So, Councilmember King, I know this feels good for Algiers. It feels good for the men and women of the department, but it feels good for the people across the street and the people next door and the folk on this side. And just think about the possibilities, right? When we take critical infrastructure and government dollars and leverage it in communities, right? And we don't just leverage it in communities for the people who it's going to serve, but we leverage it in the communities for the people who need it and for the people who are going to come and benefit. So thank you guys. Holistic effort. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Councilman. One of the things that has been a priority, and I hope and I know that our partners with FEMA, hopefully they see, that it's not just about leveraging the federal dollar and bringing these buildings to a reality, but there's a real commitment by the administration to make sure that we do effective and routine maintenance so that this can live with the city long term. And that's been a priority for me as having to open up and make sure that we do have buildings coming online, but really focusing on the maintenance aspect of it. And that's one of the reasons as we look at buildings that need love, it's because of the lack of routine maintenance over decades. But there's a time that you can turn it around, and now is that time, and we have real examples of how we're doing that. So with that, I want to call our partner with the federal government, FEMA, Mr. Albert Waters. Please come forward, and thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alfred Walters. I am the Deputy Public Assistance Infrastructure Branch Chief for the state of Louisiana, and it's been an honor working with the City of New Orleans. On behalf of FEMA, I am honored to join in a celebration of the ribbon cutting for the facility to house the New Orleans 4th District Police Department. This event is not simply a ribbon cutting for the 4th District, but a symbol of the commitment and resiliency of the community. It offers yet another opportunity to pause and reflect on amazing progress that has taken place in the city since the terrible devastations of Hurricane Katrina in 2005. That progress has been the result of a remarkable federal, state, and local partnership. Since Katrina struck the Gulf South, cities and parishes are stronger and more resilient than ever before, and neighborhoods have been revitalized. The new two-story, 18,000 square foot facility includes a reception area, community conference room, offices, break rooms, storage, locker rooms, showers, elevators, and ADA accessible restrooms. The station also has an elevated generator mechanical platform, stormwater retention, site elements, and energy efficient HVAC system, energy efficient appliances, and LED lighting systems. The 4th District facility is another example of what more than $2.4 billion in Hurricane Katrina recovery funds, combined with funding from other sources, can accomplish as we work together to rebuild a city. Partnership at the local, state, and federal level has been vital, and FEMA extends its congratulations to the City of New Orleans, the citizens of Algiers, and all who persevered to make this project a success. It has been our pleasure to support and partner with the City of New Orleans. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I believe, we're going to ask Mr. Carl to come forth. And he is representing the Mardi Gras Neighborhood Association, Mr. Carl Alexis. And, when Albert mentioned 2005, and we know next year, 2025, will be 20 years from Hurricane Katrina. And then me coming in here in 2018 with much of less than 1% of the money spent, having to do what was necessary to get to where we are today. It takes partnerships, but it takes one with community. That is the core, and none of this beats that, what it means to the community. And so, Mr. Carl, thank you so much. Come forth, and we're going to keep going.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My name is Carl Alexis, and I give me great pleasure to stand here on behalf of the Neighborhood Association. I'm president of the Mardi Gras Neighborhood Association, and the mayor used the word grateful quite often, and we are grateful for this new building. We're grateful for the resources that it affords us. We're able to hold our neighborhood meetings here. There are several planning rooms inside where the neighborhood presidents can meet, and we get a chance to rub elbows with our police department as well. So we're very grateful for that. Just the very presence of this building means a lot to us and a lot to the community. It serves as neighborhood communication, neighborhood policing, without actually being neighborhood policing, because we're able to pass by, of course, and rub elbows with our police department. Last is this new building and the many community events and newsletters and max reports symbolizes the trust and respect that's being cultivated between the Algiers community and our police department. And I also want to mention that it gives us pleasure to come in and shake hands with guys like Officer Kendrick and Officer VJ and Vera Jones, so we all got to know them personally. And we're very grateful for Captain Watson as well for our weekly newsletters and meetings that come out. And as a whole, it's been a pleasure to be here and a pleasure to have the building here. And again, on behalf of the Neighborhood Association, much thanks to the mayor and to everyone that made this possible.
Thank you so much. All right, so with that, again, that spirit of gratitude, how we started, and the best is yet to come in the city of New Orleans, and we have real examples to point to that should invigorate us and give us that spirit of gratitude. So, Mr. Terry?
Any follow-ups for this 4th district?
Two questions. The first one, it was mentioned that you all have allocated about $200 million towards public safety. Tell me a little bit about what that means for you to have that done within your administration, what that means for residents of New Orleans.
Well, what it means is, one, listening